Timothy Bartz with a bat on to Brittany Rudd back on the inside. And, yeah, New Zealand, unfortunately, just wasn't their day today. Australia put 7 on them in the first half. And the final score ending up 11 tries for Australia and 2 to New Zealand.
Unbelievable performance from the Australians. We'll head down to the sideline now and soak it all up. This momentous win for the Australian Mixed Open team. Women's Open gold medal match coming up next. Yesterday's Trans-Tasman went to 3-on-3 extra time. What do we see in the Women's Open final? Quick break. Back with more.
Just up there,
Down here with Bradley Russell from the Australian mixed team. Mate, that was some sort of performance from the Australians. You really delivered on the big stage out here this afternoon.
Yeah, mate, it was pretty special. We trusted our preparation. We had our policies in place, and it's one of those days where everything just comes right. Everything's just goes your way, and it was one of those days. Credit to New Zealand. They came out and they fought hard. They put it to us, and full credit goes to them for giving us the run.
We said in the commentary box before the game, yesterday's performance, 10-3, we expected them to really turn it back around and swing back around. Before you know it, you guys probably had 4 or 5 tries on the board. You started it off for them, really laid the platform.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. We knew yesterday they would come with maybe a new game plan or talk about it a bit more, and they did. They showed a different look at us, but we had a bit of extra motivation. We had a couple of social media platforms say that New Zealand were going to win. Touchscreen, 7th touch. They really said that this was the time that New Zealand was going to win. So we'll come with extra motivation. My boy Logan Tui, Bailey Deacon, they really put us really put us forward, and proved the doubters wrong, and I'm really proud of them.
Yeah, your young players were fantastic. A lot of debutants on debut across this weekend, and then you got your leaders like Tim Bart's just leading from the front.
Yeah, mate, I'll keep saying it again. He's one of the best leaders in touch football. He always knows what to say, when to say it, and keep everyone calm and in the moment. And I think you saw it today. I think he scored 2 of his own. And that's what he does, man. He's a special leader, special person on and off the field. Even better bloke off it. So, yeah, well, love him.
Yeah, well said, mate. And congratulations on your own performance as well in the green and gold this week, mate. Outstanding, and well done on the win.
Appreciate it, Scotty.
Well done, brother.
Thanks, mate.
And next up, we have the Asia Pacific Women's Open Grand Final. Introducing referees for the match, we have Zoe Jenrick, Mitchell Bailey, and Jimmy Wang. Introducing the New Zealand team, captained by 3, Meg Sycamore, 1, Savannah Asafo, 2, Tia Kimara, 4, Zoe Sausage, 5, Emerson Garrett, 6, Dave Sarah Baldwin, 7, Kyla Lynch-Brown, 8, Charlie Foster, 9, Toya Taro Edwards, 10, Libby Karen Steph-Fare, 11, Maya Blair, 12, Briar Hadfield, 13, Alicia McCoy, 14, Bailey McDowell, 15, Bella Lister, and 16, Kamsin McNamara Charlton. Coached by Shane Edwards, assistant coach Lovey Woodhouse and Eliza Ward, and the manager is Kath Mulligan. Introducing your Australian Women's Open team, captained by number 13, Rebecca Bartlett, 1, Andy Law, 2, Adelaide Sylvester, 3, Brittany Donovan, 4, Ruby Tomasiu, 5, Isabella Slattery, 6, Danny Norman, 7, Rachel Jeffs, 8, Lucia Files, 9, Jimmy Ashurst, 10, Chelsea Hindmarsh, 11, Bella Files, 12, Jessica Potts, 14, Caitlin Blade, 15, Sinead Murphy, and 16, Tiani Bryce. coached by Renee Murphy, with assistant coaches David Crace and Mel Mitchell, and the manager is Amy Hope. And if you are able, for the national anthems.
Stage is set here at Mudgee for the Asia Pacific Opens Touch Cup. Gold medal match. New Zealand up against Australia. This dominant Aussie contingent. They've already laid the smackdown in that mixed opens gold medal match. A dominant display, 11-2 the final score. And Australia here will be looking to make it 2 from 2 in their big finals. Good afternoon. Welcome to the coverage. Thanks for joining us. James Preston and Jackson Mills with you for all the action. It's going to be a tough battle here between these two sides. Of course, they went to an extra time drop-off. It's part of our Trans-Tasman match. In the end, 3-on-3. Australia just prevailing, though, Jackson.
Yeah, well, the stage has been set. The anthems from both nations. It goes to show you this is more about touch football. Getting to put on the jersey of both New Zealand and Australia. Something special to partake in. Doesn't matter what sport it is, but today it is touch football, and you're right. Yesterday during the Trans-Tasman Test match between these two sides, it went to extra time. Look at the different style of warm-ups. You've got New Zealand going through the hands, and the Aussies up and about, high energy, showing some dance moves. As we saw yesterday as well, unfortunately, Danny Davis sent a screen. You can see that the bandage around her right knee. Suspected ACL for Danny Norman. Unfortunately got caught up in a bit of contact. It's quite inconspicuous, but yeah, the knee unfortunately rotating. But the spirits are high. It was an intense game yesterday. They've done their recovery. They've done the work. It went to 3-on-3 drop-off. Amazing scenes. Australia just coming away with the win. When I spoke to some of the New Zealand Women's Opens players this morning, I tell you what, they're right up for this one.
Well, they were moments away from securing victory against Australia. That one, of course, going deep into extra time. They had their chances, the Kiwis as well. It's not one that they'll be left to rue, so to speak, but they know they can get the job done here. I think the first try is going to be all important, setting the tone. You want to be playing your best footy, playing from in front, making the opposition chase, and I think if New Zealand can get that first try, it'll go a great way to giving them the victory in this gold medal match.
Well, it's going to be a fast start. We know how fast New Zealand like to come out and attack the line defence of Australia. Australia first to start here with ball in hand. They won the coin toss. We've got the likes of Tiani Rice, Demi Ashurst, Rebecca Bartlett, and the File twins and sisters out there. And not to mention Caitlin Blade, 33 tries throughout the tournament. And there she is on screen, number 14, Caitlin Blade.
Just in terms of a return rate as well, so she's averaging more than 4 tries a match. So that's from 8 appearances. Adelaide Sylvester also picking up 22 tries. Shanae Murphy, 16. But even their ball players, the likes of Tiani Bryce with 8 tries, Lucia Files with 8 as well, they're scoring across the park. So we know what to expect from Australia. They can hurt you from anywhere. And they'll be trying to do exactly that against their Tasman rivals. Here we go. Gold medal match underway in the Women's Open. The Asia Pacific Opens Touch Cup for 2026. Ashurst works it forward. Bartlett just outside the 7. Rapid start here from Australia. High pressing line though from New Zealand. Bryce now digging in, floats a pass over the top. A beautiful ball. What about the movement as it was in flight from Caitlin Blade? But a phenomenal touch there from Bella Lister. One more to see off from New Zealand. Ashurst, rapid release. Bartlett floats it over the top. Great defence from the Kiwis.
A rapid start from Australia, wasn't it? Digging into the line, Tiani Bryce, we've spoken about her. She has so many try assists with that left to right long ball. Digs right into the line and lets it sing. One of the few women to be able to pull off such a ball. It was a great touch from New Zealand. There's a good shot there put on to by Caitlin Blade. New Zealand now back on the attack.
Up towards halfway they go. Good meters in this set, out of trouble. Now a scything run coming in then from Edwards. And to this right-hand side, then straightening. Last one brought up. Oh, very strong touch there from Bartlett. A little bit too strong. Forceful contact. And a penalty on the last.
I'll tell you what, it's just strong contact, and I think that's all it is. But she does get her body in there, doesn't she? Probably just crossing the line on that one, Bartlett. We know how physical she can be. Demonstrated as such.
So full set to play with. Right on the 7 here for New Zealand. All catch and pass. It was very close to being a touch pass. In fact, it was. Yeah, that's an unfortunate one for New Zealand. Play number 2.
Yeah, no need to push that pass from New Zealand. Just needed to keep the ball in centre field. We saw how dominant they were yesterday against the Aussies. As we said, they took it to extra time. Again, good, strong contact.
And, of course, it was up against Bartlett, so that was a little bit of karma, so to speak. They were trying to put a shot on her. Bartlett wins out, though. Extra set here for the Aussies. So 2 minutes gone. No change to the scoreboard as of yet. Quick release, and then for Slattery through the middle. Great footwork, Slattery. Finds the support of Andy Law. Drops it down. Slattery once again. Law now taking them on with a bit of speed. Oh, the change of pace from Andy Law completely fooled those New Zealand defenders. She put the foot down, burns them, opens up a passage, and the scoring for Australia.
Kieran Stefano just getting left behind by Andy Law, streaking out. She was going to pass, tucked it under the wing. And a good outstretching try it was. Manny had a great campaign debuting for Australia this tournament. And a good way to open the account for Australia inside the first 3 minutes here at Mudgee.
Hasn't picked up too many tries so far in the tournament, though. Just the third. That's a very important one, though, to give them the go-ahead in this gold medal match. Now a turnover here from New Zealand, so Australia well and truly in the box seat in the opening exchanges. They'll restart things here. Files carting it forward. Another good run up through the guts. That time it was from Tomosiu. And she'll get the penalty. So back-to-back penalties here for the Aussies.
Yeah, just offside. New Zealand nerves still probably flowing. They haven't escaped the body as of yet.
A nice strong charge up through the middle. Unfortunately, though, the roll ball left plenty to be desired there from Rachel Jeffs. I'll turn it over the Aussies on play 2 now. New Zealand out to this left-hand side. They'll try and get fresh troops on deck. They launch a raid towards the 7. Good carry here from Sosic. Short delivery for Sycamore. She's the one to watch for the Kiwis. Scooped up once again from Foster. Back to Sycamore. Bouncing around the 7. Plays it quickly. Nice release on this right-hand side. Oh, found half a gap. Edwards delivering a nice little pass, and they nearly squeezed through.
Kamara just getting nicked on the hip there by the Australian defence.
Oh, catch and pass, and nearly finding a way through. They only just got the touch in the end there through Tomosiu.
You mentioned in that previous set, Meg Sycamore, she was a standout for New Zealand yesterday. A lot of try assists, tries to herself all over the park, so they need to get Sycamore into that attacking platform. She needs the ball in her hand when New Zealand are near the try line.
McNamara Charlton, the top try scorer for New Zealand, 18 so far this tournament. As once again, Law navigates an option through the middle. Slattery then looking to link up. Incorrect roll ball, though, from Andy Law. That'll be a turnover here in favour of New Zealand. So nearly 5 gone. Both teams still feeling each other out at this point in time. Law took advantage of the one and only opportunity. Tad more nervy this start, though, compared to yesterday with that Trans-Tasman.
I like that from New Zealand, and gaining the penalty, we expected it to be physical. Australia probably caught a little bit unlucky there. It was just a good shot, beating New Zealand to the play the ball. Back inside Australian territory now goes New Zealand.
Lovely recycling of the footy. Sosic caught there about 25 metres away from the try line. Kieran's Tavare. And powering forward, digs deep into the line. Lovely long pass. New Zealand building beautifully into the arms of Bella Lister, who will pick up her 16th for the campaign. Wonderful work in the build-up. Kieran's Tavare dug so deep into that line.
What a lineup it was. It's Briar Hadfield taking it to the line and ripping it across the defensive line of Australia into the arms, as you said, Bella Lister. Great hit back from New Zealand. There was a little error in the play the ball from New Zealand, but it was actually called a penalty for a hard touch, gifting New Zealand some good field position. And they capitalised on it, didn't they? 1 apiece now, 6 minutes played.
Files wrapping around here for Australia, just outside the 7. Directed once again by Rachel Jeffs. Jeffs then flings it over the top. Oh, nearly a good take there from Australia, but well watched out wide from New Zealand. That was great defence.
It's a great defensive set after points as well, giving them a load of confidence when you go and score a try and then defend your line from halfway. Well, that's going to give New Zealand a hell of a bit of a confidence. But again, Australia just getting penalised a few times. This is the 3rd contact infringement for Australia. They better watch themselves, because the referees will start putting people to the sideline. And if they're not careful, in the bin. But yeah, Caitlin Blade putting a good shot on Sarah Baldwin.
No love lost here between Australia and New Zealand. A little bit of a holdover from Anzac Day, if you will. Now just played on the 7. New Zealand on the attack once more, out of acting half. And they're going to say play through. I like that call from the referee. Wide it goes. That was certainly offside. The Aussies, so often we see that pulled up and a penalty simply blown, but play through and New Zealand take full advantage.
Well, I stopped as well, and so did every Australian player. Look at that, touch from Jess Potts. Referee says play through. I stopped, they stopped, the whole audience and crowd stopped. But New Zealand taking full advantage of that, and they go up here early in the first half. Great signs from the Kiwis.
So Alicia McQuaid getting the try off the back of the work there of Charlie Foster, who snuck through. Potts, of course, called offside. Referees allowing the advantage to continue. Now Australia looking for a hit back. Ashurst links up here with Hindmarsh. Hindmarsh, Ashurst once again, a little bit of speed. Well shut down, though, by Hadfield.
Again, I touched on it in the previous set when New Zealand scored. Again, backing it up with strong defensive positioning. Australia not looking like scoring at all on that occasion. We haven't seen the Aussies come into the attacking zone with the likes of Tiani Bryce. We saw her attack the first few moments and few sets for Australia, setting up Blade in the corner with that beautiful left to right long ball. But Australia just haven't had possession in order to get her back into the game, as New Zealand now back on the attack.
Last one here for the Kiwis. Jinky and jiving, finding an opening. Now the big dummy comes out there from Asafo, and Asafo is going to be called to play through here. And yes, confirmed. So New Zealand go back to back. The Aussies might have taken the early lead, but of course, New Zealand now on fire, 3-1.
Well, it was Asafo, but put it down to the footwork of Sarah Baldwin, the 6. She picked up out of dummy half, snapped back off her left, just put Asafo straight through off her hip. And New Zealand now with some breathing room.
So just under 9 minutes gone. Australia got the first try with Andy Law, but New Zealand, they've taken full advantage of their opportunities ever since. Three attempts, 3 tries. Another strong bit of contact there. Law up to the 7. Now Bryce carting it forward, steps back on the inside of an offside defender, and Bryce will capitalise. Picks up another try and a great campaign for her. That's 9 for the tournament.
Well, we just touched on Tiani Bryce. We needed to see her back into the attack from Australia. They just haven't had possession when she's been on the field. And that's what we like to see from Tiani. The famous glide into the line, long outstretched dive. And Australia now close the gap to 1. It's New Zealand 3, Australia 2, 9.5 played in the first half.
Approaching the quarter-way mark of this match. Australia with a high pressing line there. Hindmarsh making the touch. And now into the arms of Kieran Stavare, who's been very dangerous so far. Splits away on this right-hand side. Well tracked, though, from Australia. They'll make the touch, and it'll be a static start for the last. Kieran Stavare not called upon here. They'll stay alive, then fling it wider still. All of a sudden, there's an opportunity for New Zealand. Can they get the finish? Files on pursuit, and will get the touch just in time. Great work there from Lucia Files.
Great cover defence by Files. Good attack from New Zealand, using the ball effectively, finding space in any way, shape that they can. And it's just a simple draw and pass. Look at Files screaming across, putting her body on the line, outstretched. I tell you what about the put down, though? The legs were up, the ball was in. If she missed her, that was a try for the Kiwis.
Lightning Lucia, that is the nickname. We saw it there. Electric speed, and now Hindmarsh takes off for the Aussies. Couple of dummies through she goes. Or was there a touch made in time? Yes, there was. Great tracking from New Zealand. Otherwise, we were looking at a 3-all ball game.
Hadfield, great chase down on Hindmarsh. She picked up, kicked off her right, took it into the in goal. She was flying too, wasn't she, Hindmarsh? But Hadfield turning and chasing, doing what's required for New Zealand as we see a long, risky pass out to the wing. Great cover defence it was by Murphy.
Blair once again well positioned to take it. It's now Sosic gets involved once again. Jinking effort, Bartlett once more with a strong touch. She's been very aggressive defensively in this game. Now scooped up here from Sarah Baldwin. Sarah Baldwin dumbing left, dumbing right. Not fooling anybody. No panic there from Ashurst or Bartlett.
Ooh.
Oh, hang on, yeah, we're coming back here. This will be another set for New Zealand. Well, that's a curious one, Jackson.
Critical error from Australia, just gifting possession back to New Zealand. And it's Sarah Baldwin with her. We know how fast she is around the ruck.
And she is now dropping it down on the 7. Sarah Baldwin hopping a skip and then diving for the line, stretches out and collects for New Zealand. The 2-try buffer reinstated. 4-2 for the Kiwis.
We mentioned how good she is around the ruck. Sarah Baldwin came up with a try assist to Asafo on the first one, and diving down low, Bartlett unable to make the touch. With an outstretched Sarah Baldwin. You said it, New Zealand, give themselves some more breathing room. It's a gold medal match between Australia and New Zealand. 4 tries to Australia. Sorry, 4 tries to New Zealand, 2 to Australia.
Now Andy Law, who got the first try, drops it down here for Slattery. Bryce thinking long and wide. Got there in time, all juggled from the Aussies. Somehow reeled back in. No, it did touch a New Zealand defender. So Bryce just with a bit of panic there. I think typically we wouldn't see her try and throw that ball.
Yeah, unfortunately on that occasion, she got it caught a little bit flat-footed. That pass has surely gone forward from New Zealand. Missed by the officials on that occasion. They got numbers here if they decide to go short. Yeah, Tiani Bryce, she was just caught a little bit flat-footed. Really had to rip that ball The great read from New Zealand. They've got good field position now.
Hops in at acting half, delivers once again. Last one brought up. Hatfield there in support. Drives it forward. Finds the work of Edwards. Edwards then flinging it wide. Nothing really doing on that occasion. So Australia marking up well. 7 to go in this first half. I'd love to be next to score. 5-2 is quite a tough assignment, especially when you consider it was 5-all at full time in that Trans-Tasman match. 6-5 in the end to Australia in extra time in a 3-on-3 situation. Files up over halfway. Now Hindmarsh using her speed once again. Big dummy. Takes 15 metres. Good scoop here from Jeffs. Jeffs looking likely. Finds for the support of Potts, who pops it over the top. But the scramble from New Zealand is admirable.
Good drive from Australia, though, to get up the other end. But you're right, New Zealand up to the task. They're defending well, New Zealand. But they have struggled in the last couple of sets to get out of their own half through touches 1, 2, and 3. I mean, that's touch 2. This is going to be touch 3. Australia don't need to give away a penalty for a hard touch. They've been pinged a few times in the first half. But New Zealand now approaching 5th and last, and they're just on halfway. And look at the pressure from Australia, forcing the error from New Zealand. So they just need to get back into process, New Zealand. As we see on the replay, just absolute swarming Australian defence, forcing the pass. But good field position now for Australia.
Well, the issue came a few plays before. Hindmarsh time and time again shooting out of the line, jamming them in up along the sideline, forcing the hand of New Zealand. So 3 plays down now for the Aussies, and they will certainly get a look at the 7 here. Bartlett just holding things up. Last one brought up now. Floating pass out to Bryce. Steps one, back towards Bartlett. Floats it over the top. Intercepted, though, by Blair out wide. 0 touch. Geez, I've got to tell you, that's a disappointing set from the Aussies. Now up towards halfway, go New Zealand. Short delivery here for Asafo, who has a try herself. Short once again here for Edwards. 10 into enemy territory. Sycamore carting it forward. Scooped up again here from Foster. Now looking to pop a pass. Well, New Zealand up 4-2 here, but one thing it's worth mentioning, Sycamore has barely had an impact on this game so far, and she's probably their most dangerous player.
It's good to see that they can attack from any player in the New Zealand roster. We're keen to see Sycamore with ball in hand, but yeah, if she's not required and there's other players in better positions, absolutely they should be using the entire team.
They're going back to the well, so to speak, and now Fields
good hit.
Delivering short. Very strong there from Maya Blair. Bartlett up over halfway. They've got them rattled here, the Kiwis. Dropping it down now. Here's Thomas Yu. Fields takes off. Big right foot step. A little bit too late in the piece. Easy pickings for Charlie Foster. So only about 4 to go here. New Zealand comfortably in control. Slattery makes the touch as Kamara comes out to this left-hand side. Hadfield looking for support. Up very quickly again with Slattery working overtime through the middle. Now New Zealand finally getting in the right direction. Scooped up once again from Kieran Tavare. Kieran Tavare looking for support. Found Sosic. Better defensive set from the Aussies. Slattery out towards this left-hand side, wanting fresh troops on the field. Fields carts it forward. Hindmarsh on the run, flat ball there to Bryce. And Potts. Hindmarsh once again.
Good shot.
Strong shot there from Sosic. A little bit too strong according to the referees.
See, I don't mind this actually. Watch Hindmarsh as he approaches the touch line. She's standing up straight, off balance. Of course New Zealand are entitled to hit her. So I don't necessarily agree with that one from the officials. If you come into a defensive line in a gold medal match, standing up straight off balance, the defence has the right to give you a bit of a shove.
Well, Bryce now does have the right to run as well. Dug deep into the line. Links up with Hindmarsh, who nearly found a gap. Turned away on this occasion. Now Jeffs through the middle. Drops it down once more. Potts, Bryce, catch and pass for Hindmarsh. That was beautiful. Bryce dug in once again. Links up with Chelsea Hindmarsh, and Australia get a very welcome hit back. 4-3 the score. New Zealand still in front.
Well, they're closing the gap, aren't they, the Australians? Hindmarsh copped one for her troubles in the previous set, and a beautiful pass it is from Bryce. Just out in front, the Hindmarsh. Outstretched, ball down before New Zealand could make the touch. Just under 3 to play. New Zealand 4 tries, Australia 3. It's a tough one and a tight one going in to the last 2 minutes.
Sosic, and then a short delivery here for Sarah Baldwin. Oh, floats an awkward pass out there for Maya Blair. Back to Sarah Baldwin. Finds Asafo. Asafo staying alive in the play, brings it right into the line. Touch pass, and that one hits the deck. Again, though, they didn't need to panic there, New Zealand. They still had a touch up their sleeves. Can only imagine Asafo thought there was a little bit of space out on that right-hand side. So now Law carts it forward. Up towards halfway. Flat then for Slattery. Good drive from Slattery. Up towards the half. Followed up here by Jeffs. Then Files. Short delivery for Bartlett, who takes another 10 metres. They've got them rolling at the moment, the Aussies. High Marsh popping a pass. That's where you need to take that strike dump. They've done all the hard work in the lead-up.
Yeah, I thought they may have miscounted the touches, Australia. That was 4 coming into 5. Hindmarsh had the great go forward. Should have just got the ball down and had Bartlett pick up out of dummy half. We know how dangerous she is. But New Zealand now doing well to get back to their substitution box. This is a better roll from New Zealand. We haven't seen this too much in the first half. The Australian defence has been too strong.
Edwards then with a good Gary. Last one brought up here. Sycamore bouncing off the right, then the left. Sycamore hops away nearly from Ashurst, who just got the back of the heel. So 1 final minute remaining. New Zealand 4-3. They'd still be very happy with this first half.
Yeah, that's better from Sycamore. Getting her hands on the ball. We saw how dangerous she is with her footwork. Jumping left, jumping right. Skipping around the Australian defence. It was a good touch in the end. Demi Ashurst up to the task.
Oh, Files under pressure. Pops a late pass for her twin sister. Now deep. 4 they straighten with Potts. Bryce attacking that offside marker. Eventually got back. Potts once again. Rachel Jeffs goes direct out wide. Good read once again from New Zealand. McQuaid coming up with another good touch.
It was a good attacking set from Australia. Potts coming out of dummy half. I thought she could have attacked the line just a little bit more. Electing to go early to Rachel Jeffs, who throws a beautiful pass on the run out to the winger. But New Zealand, great cover defence.
Final 10 seconds of this first half. Meters once again for New Zealand. Coming into the final play here. Sosic works it forward. 3 seconds on the clock. Scoop now from Hatfield. Hatfield taking off. There's the siren. Australia got back in time and will make the touch. A very entertaining first half. And for New Zealand, a lot of positives there in front at the break.
Yeah, great from New Zealand as we see a few of the highlights. Andy Law crossing first. The first try in the account for the Australians, and New Zealand struggled to get out of their own half. A couple of good shots too from both Australia and New Zealand. The referees not wanting to see a bar of it. A few players getting sat on the sideline, and how good was that from Asafo off the hip of Sarah Baldwin. Tiani Bryce has been strong. A couple of try assists for Tiani, 2 to her account, and a try. And how about this chase by Fields? And I tell you what, that was an outstanding effort by Maya Blair. She gets that down and there's no touch. Try time for New Zealand, and we mentioned her, Sarah Baldwin, scheming around the ruck. Always good on her feet. And what about that shot from Sosic? She got sent from the field on that occasion, but it's been a physical battle here at Mudgee. 4 tries to New Zealand, 3 tries to Australia. I'm really excited for the second half, James.
Should be a great second 20. New Zealand getting 1 step closer to retribution after that 6-5 loss in extra time in the Trans-Tasman yesterday. Can they go on with it in the second half? We'll find out very soon.
Today, Audi being on DoorDash is pretty big news.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about it.
Why aren't we talking about it?
Well, we are talking about it.
Talking about what?
Audi being on DoorDash.
Oh, yeah, I heard that's big news.
Welcome back to Mudgee, the gold medal match here in the Women's Open Division for the Asia Pacific Opens Touch Cup for 2026. Been a cracking contest, nice and tight. New Zealand just with a slender margin here. 4-3 the score. Australia have probably had the better of field position overall, but New Zealand, they've been more clinical in taking their chances.
Considering the final score from yesterday was 5-all, and then we went to a drop-off, it's already 4 tries to 3. So both teams figuring out their strengths, obviously over the break last night, went back, reviewed some footage. I'll tell you what, it's been very physical. The referee's not having any of it. Australia, some strong touches. New Zealand, strong touches as well. The play being sent to the sub box. Just crossing the line on that physicality scale. But here we are, start the second half.
Can New Zealand go on with the job here? 20 minutes to do exactly that. Another try to begin things in this second half would give them a great boost. Short delivery, and now they've got numbers on this right-hand side. Ushered away, though, by Bartlett. Back to the 7 they go. Sosic working in tandem there with Foster. Foster, short release, and then Sycamore. Foster finding support. Pushing the pass, though. Kamara was flat-footed. That one comes out of her grasp, and an easy turnover, really. Now the Aussies with first use of possession in this second half. Fields will cart it forward. Looking to get those fresh troops on nice and early. Bryce takes it out to this right-hand side. Once again, Lucia Fields carts it up towards halfway, then over that mark. Hindmarsh, rapid with everything she does. Step, the run, the dummy. Slattery digging in. Back to Hindmarsh. Now puts on the afterburners. Oh, Hindmarsh right up Main Street, if you don't mind. Gets a double in the gold medal final. That's wonderful from Chelsea Hindmarsh.
Pretty soft defence from New Zealand to start the second half. And Hindmarsh dummying, kicking away, getting the ball down to the try line. She's had an absolute blinder, Hindmarsh, hasn't she? Taken it upon herself. Second try for the match for Hindmarsh. Debut for Australia here at the Asia Pacific Touch Cup.
Now locked up at 4 apiece, so 90 seconds into this second half, Australia strike first, level it back up. That could have probably gone either way, I think, there. Another set, though, for New Zealand. I'll certainly enjoy that. They come out to this right-hand side. Edwards, out of acting half, big left foot step, opens up some space, now looking for support. Edwards finds it. Maya Blair with a great finish. Very little room to work with. She collapses quickly and squeezes the ball inside and away from that touchline.
New Zealand gifted a repeat set from a hard touch from Australia. Just breaking the line and not panicking, holding the ball up perfectly. And just getting it on the inside is Maya Blair. What about the left foot step by Edwards, breaking the defensive line of the likes of Slattery, chasing her down, didn't panic. And Blair just separating herself from Sinead Murphy. Yes, you're right, just put it inside the touchline.
Thomas Yu cut out now for Fields. Plenty of space here. Fields can do it herself. Takes off, beats the attempted touch, and Australia hit right back. So just as New Zealand retook the lead, we're all levelled up again.
Yeah, Australia struggled to hit back straight away in the first half after New Zealand would score. But on this occasion, great ball by Rachel Jeffs. Good cutout to Fields. And just burning Lynch Brown on the outside. It was Fields, and they lock it up. 3 minutes into the second half, 5 apiece.
9th try of the tournament there for Lucia Fields. New Zealand caught about 10 metres away from the try line here. Sycamore finding the support of Kamara. Kamara floats her back to the middle for Foster. Foster playing it quickly. Sycamore back to Foster. Has them offside. I'll tell you what, had she put the foot down, that could have easily been a penalty. But she just hesitated, allowing the Aussies to get back on side.
There was so much space out to the right. Australia condensing the defence, the right-hand side of the field, and New Zealand doing well to suck them over.
Now bouncing around, looking for that long ball over the head of Sycamore, then falling short of McQuaid. Australia doing enough just to frustrate New Zealand in the final couple of plays there.
Yeah, the way that we saw New Zealand score in the first half, they were a bit more direct. A couple of quickies around the defensive try line of Australia. But they were, on that occasion, just going quite laterally, throwing the ball either side. Love to see New Zealand be a bit more direct, just like Hindmarsh is.
What a game she's having. 2 tries and now a great run there. Andy Law took off as well. just lost her footing at the crucial moment. Otherwise, that would have been a great strike dump. Slattery then taking off the right foot, back to Law. What a performance so far from Chelsea Highmarsh. Every run full of purpose at top speed. Law then jamming in to make the touch, followed up by Slattery. New Zealand under the pump until Highmarsh is called offside. And then running directly at her, they will get the penalty, New Zealand.
Good intentions from Australia. Great line speed. You saw Slattery come up and make a touch, followed by Chelsea Highmarsh. Unfortunately, just offside on that occasion. But New Zealand now, good field position. What can they come up with through the likes of Hadfield?
Hadfield
and
drops
Sausage
it down.
as well.
Kieran Stavare working with Hadfield. Here is Kieran Stavare. It's a big gap between herself and that left link position. Australia couldn't help themselves though. Andy Law just stretching out the mitt, making contact with the ball, an extra set.
You can also see New Zealand's attacking lines drifting probably a little bit too much with the ball runner. They need to straighten up off the ball, run those unders lines, make the defensive decision of Australia.
Great read there from Highmarsh, shooting out of the line, shutting down Hadfield on that occasion, who's desperate to get some support here. They finally arrive with Sausage. Scooped up again, Kieran Stavare, and then looking for Sausage. Just got the touch in time. Slattery and Law working together. Back to the 7 go New Zealand. 5.5 gone in this second half. All locked up at 5 apiece. Kieran Stavare once again on the last. Dancing feet, now flinging it wide. Hits the back there of Adelaide Sylvester, who only had eyes for her opposition. Haven't seen too much of Sylvester in this one. 22 tries so far in the tournament. And you're right, Jackson. Andy Law, back-to-back errors from her in attempting that quick roll ball.
But New Zealand, you probably expect to see Sycamore come onto the field as well as Charlie Foster. They've been strong in the first half, as well as Sausage. They've been strong, the three. And also with the inclusion of Edwards as well. We saw her break through the defensive line of Australia with that left foot crack.
Foster now. Sycamore finds a good pass, a little bit too late though. They were caught before releasing. Touch pass is called. And Australia survived, but geez, that was a very close run situation.
Yeah, lucky. She was just strolling over, wasn't she? Edwards from Sycamore. But Australia catch a lucky break, and they're back on the attack. A few errors in the last 2 sets from Australia. Close to being forward as well, but here they are, back on the attack.
Files delivering. Followed up with a good run here from Ashurst. Picks up 15 metres. Lucia Files, who does have a try to her name in this one. Bartlett taking huge metres on that run. Now Bryce has a golden chance to set something up out wide. Was eventually taken, but again, really well watched from Lister. Very much in the same fashion as Adelaide Sylvester down the other end.
Yeah, well, Tiani Bryce picked that ball up on the 7. The previous play was just over halfway. New Zealand rolling the entire way back, 10 to 15 metres, just giving Tiani Bryce all the time in the world to pick up, assess her options. And we know she loves to throw that massive left to right pass. But on that occasion, New Zealand through Bella Lister up to the task.
New Zealand have Australia rocking and reeling here, backpedaling throughout that set, but Bryce stood tall, made the final touch, nobody leaving early. Big crowd here at Mudgee, enjoying every moment of the action. Bartlett then to Files up towards halfway. Bryce, little tip on play for Ashurst once again. Geez, that was a sloppy roll ball. Lucky to get away with it. Now Highmarsh again, every touch. Superb quality. Jeffs, then for Files once more. No touch on that occasion. They can keep pushing toward the 7. Need to try and set up for the strike dump. Files does exactly that now. Short delivery. Jeffs touched in flight for New Zealand. Play on for Potts, who couldn't help herself. They had a full set to play with, but Potts bit off more than she could chew.
Yeah, it was a tough one, wasn't it? Potts just turning and passing. Unfortunately, Blade just too far back from Potts. Probably didn't assess the situation accordingly that Jets was going to throw that to her. Lucky break for New Zealand. Really lucky on that occasion. That was Australia's chance to go one up. They've only been ahead once in the game, and they scored the first try and haven't been in front since, but just struggling to go forward. On that occasion, New Zealand and Australia in a good position here. They'll look to get some fresh subs on. Sweep on with some good momentum.
Good spot to start the set. Just 10 shy of the half. Jeffs again for Highmarsh. She'd be odds on for player of the match at this point in time. Scoops it up out of acting half and then links up with Bella Fields, followed up by Lucia. Now Andy Law again, good meters from her all the way up to the 7. She'll keep going here, Law. New Zealand reticent to meter. Law now finds some open space. Can you believe it? They all simply stopped and stared, and nobody making a play for Andy Law. The crowd has gone up, but geez, that's a soft try at the end.
Goodness, snaking her way to the try line. Look how long she has the ball for. You can count to 30, and she's beaten 1 or 2 defenders, make that a 3rd and a 4th, then just straightens up and goes for the try line. You can get Supercoach points for going sideways. Andy Law would be at the top of the ladder. Didn't panic, assessed the situation nicely. And Andy Law scoring another try for herself and Australia.
Now Sycamore on the attack, backpedaling. Net there through the middle. Sycamore now starting again. Good coverage from Bartlett.
Tell you what, I fell for that little stutter step.
Last one brought up though. At least the Aussies didn't. They store off the danger. Well, Sycamore then nearly squeezes through again. Just on Andy Law. That was very lateral. Quite fitting, really. Mudgee, of course, the home of the Mud Crabs for touch football. So she was just trying to live up to the hype of the home crowd. So now Fields comes out to this right-hand side. Wanting a hard touch there, but that was all legitimate from New Zealand. Imarsh again, straightening the attack. Jeffs catch and pass. That was very nice from the Aussies. Now a bit of space out wide for Blade, who tries to cut them. Eventually wrapped up there. And a good touch from Blair. So inside the final 10 minutes now. The Aussies in front 6-5. They've only had the lead twice in this match.
Great touch from Blair, outstretched for New Zealand.
Now Jeffs on the last short delivery for Potts. Back to Jeffs. That's beautiful. Floats it over the top. Oh, great coverage. Wonderful work from New Zealand. Bella Lister, another try saver.
I thought Murphy could have given that back on the inside to Hindmarsh. She was waiting there unmarked. Great work from Jeffs and Potts alike, working together well in the middle. But yeah, as the ball went over from Jeffs, Murphy caught it, had eyes for the line. If she just checked her inside, Hindmarsh was standing there unmarked. Again, New Zealand struggled to get out of their own half, gifting Australia some good opportunity now to get some breathing room. It is 6 tries to 5 inside the final 10. You see Tiani Bryce just sneaking her way on, so she's going to be one to look for in attack here for Australia.
Great field position now. Potts wrapped up early in the count. Bryce will turn it back for Thomas Yu. Thomas Yu drops it down. Bryce then linking with Slattery, so they're getting all the big guns on deck here at the Aussies. Slattery, a nice scything run. Law already has a double. She bounces away to that right-hand side. Bryce met on the 7. Slattery takes off, looking to thread the needle. Nothing really there, though, for Slattery. It was almost a pre-orchestrated manoeuvre.
Well, hang on a second. The referees are going to have a little bit of a chat here. Something's come from the sideline referee. Zoe Jenrich has spotted something, and it's an offside call. Gifting Australia another repeat set. New Zealand not going to be happy with that call whatsoever.
It might have actually been on Lynch Brown, who was up very quickly. So it wasn't who Slattery ran at. She was trying to find Law. Couldn't do so because Lynch Brown was already up in an offside position. Now Bryce reaching for the line. Big collision here. Sarah Baldwin it is who makes the contact.
So the referee's in such a good spot here. He's pointed at the mark to say it's ball down, and the calls come from the sideline official to say that she's dropped it. So a lucky escape for New Zealand. I thought it was a try from up here in the commentary box on all money for Tiani Bryce, but New Zealand now back on the attack.
Sarah Baldwin delivering here for McNamara Charlton. We've barely seen her. She's picked up more tries than any other player for New Zealand. 18 so far. Here's a turnover, though. That certainly won't help the cause.
That's got to be 3 in a row now for New Zealand. They haven't been able to get over halfway. The smothering defence, strong line speed from Australia, restricting them significantly, making it harder for themselves, unfortunately, at this case. Trailing by 1. Just under 7 minutes to play.
All Files now back to Ashurst. Got very close. More than close. I think they're going to award this, although Ashurst herself isn't 100% sure, but the referees are. It was Files taking off, then linking up with Ashurst. They just identified something on this right-hand edge.
Yeah, I'm interested to see this on your screens. Ashurst getting the ball down in between the link and the winger. That's a great effort from Demi. And a try was. Great spot by the referees. Now Australia. The gap is now 2. Under 6 minutes to play. 7-5 to Australia.
What a turnaround. 4 tries to 1 in this second half in favour of the Aussies. New Zealand had that 4-3 advantage at the break. They need something here approaching the final 5 minutes. I think if Australia score again, you can just about put the cue in the rack for New Zealand. Now short side attempt. They'll turn away from that. Pushing it back to Edwards through the middle. Last one brought up. Foster taking off. Sinker pass over the top. A great ball. Good line from Kamara.
They're going to call that she touched her before she even had the ball. So the referee could point to the spot here.
It's not going to go the way of New Zealand. I'm with you, Jackson. I thought she got clean through by the time she actually caught the ball. Here it is again on the replay.
Yes, that's play on. Touch before making possession of the ball, but New Zealand now. Another set on the line.
Sycamore, short delivery. Foster back to Sycamore. Space out wide. Floating pass needed to be a little more flat there for Blair. The rainbow pass allowed Australia to recalibrate and just shift out and shut down the space. Sycamore now out of acting half, straightening once again. All slapped down from Bartlett. That'll be another set for the Kiwis.
She stays out there, Sycamore. New Zealand need her at this point.
Sausage also joining the action. Kamara. Sausage. Kamara once again. Threatening fouls. Never panicking though. Made the line, then made the touch.
Another one we haven't seen out there for a while, Sarah Baldwin. She had a try assist and scored one herself, and she's still standing in the sub box. She was good on the quickie platform and great from dummy half. You know how fast she is. New Zealand just bombing a try on the line. It was there, it was open. They couldn't put the icing on the cake. Unfortunately, Hatfield put it down. It was a good step off the right foot, wasn't it? From Kieran Stefane. Yeah, New Zealand, unfortunately, a chance gone begging. Time really ticking away now.
Hatfield might have been lucky to get away with that previous contact as well. We saw plenty of them pulled up in the first half, but not on this occasion. And then the very next play, a turnover from the Aussies. So there is Hatfield. Playing it now, Sausage taking the meters. Quick release. Blair was trying to hop in an acting half, but Hatfield beat it to it. Foster desperately seeking support. Nobody there for the New Zealand side. Sycamore eventually arrives. Up towards the 7 they go. Last one brought up. Floating pass from Edwards. Good ball into the arms of Foster. Foster maybe just got on the outside. No, Thomas Yu, full stretch. Just got fingertips.
Great touch from Australia. Thomas Yu putting in the hard yards. It was a good setup by New Zealand. Cut out ball there. And she's telling her winger to go, 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 because she had her absolutely covered, and that she did. But New Zealand now, just over 2 minutes to play, down by 2. You'd think they'd need to score each time they get the ball. Now
here goes Slattery through the middle. Plenty of speed. Out of acting half, though. Shut down by Foster. A really important touch in the context of this game. Well, New Zealand have to score in the next 1 or 2 sets. If they don't, it's going to be good night, Irene. So they head up towards halfway now. Good carry. Now Sausage carts it forward. It's not quite fluid enough, though, at the moment for New Zealand. Last one brought up. Sarah Baldwin takes off, floats a long pass out wide. A good ball at that. Then turns it back to the middle. Was that touch there? No, the hand just came away from Andy Law, but very close to brushing the fingertips.
So if I was Australia, coming into touches 4 and 5, they need someone at dummy half just to pick up, pin the ears back, and just keep running with the ball, play the clock. You probably see that from some of more of the experienced players. Ashurst, Bartlett. They might just look to pick up from dummy half and keep running, but an error from Australia. New Zealand need to score on this set. Otherwise, there's just not going to be enough time for them. So I don't know why they're not tapping and going.
And have a look at Sycamore too. She's deep in the box at the moment. Not even showing a sign of getting into the action. This is where they need her most, though. Sausage will take the meters on offer. They've already burnt half the set. Yet to ask a question here, New Zealand. That's 4 plays down. Now Kieran's Tavare.
You've got to go and make the touch. Got to go and play the ball.
Inside the final minute. Well, that penalty doesn't really help them, New Zealand. They just need to score the try. Australia quite happy to give away the penalty.
Well, it's perfect gamesmanship from Australia. That's exactly what they're doing, James. So this is two. They don't mind if they give away a penalty because it's just winding down the clock. 40 seconds to play.
Very smart from the Aussies. Kieran Stavare knows they need something and need it quick. Floats it over the top. Good ball. Even better touch, though, from Caitlin Blade. What a tournament she's had. So New Zealand with now just 25 seconds remaining. It's beyond their reach. The Aussies have it. The gold medal around their necks. New Zealand floating it back to the middle. Big, strong touch there. It was powerful from Shanae Murphy. Final 10 seconds. Well, there's another penalty. In theory, that should now be a player sat down, and there it is. So Murphy will be the woman excluded, but by the time we get back underway, the siren will sound. So Australia have it. Draw and pass for New Zealand, looking for the consolation try. They try and keep it alive, but the ball hits the deck, and the Aussies have done it. They followed up their World Cup victory from a couple of years ago, and once more, New Zealand have to play bridesmaids. What a big turnaround in the second half for the Aussies. They strike first, and they continue to put the foot down from that point onwards.
What an effort it was from Australia, coming down from 4 tries to 3 at the halftime break. And they've done it, Australia. They're getting around. Danny Norman, unfortunately, went down injured. Suspected ACL, but this should make it feel a whole lot better. Australia coming out on top of New Zealand, 7 tries to 5. It was 4-3 at the break. And Australia, a real dominant second half, wasn't it, James?
It certainly was. Australia, once they recalibrated and started getting that roll on, it was so tough to stop. Kept marching upfield. High Marsh was exceptional. Of course, it all begun with Andy Law, though, taking them on. She had a whale of a performance as well. Tiani Bryce took them on directly. Bryce, time and time again, finding passages, whether it be with ball in hand or taking them on herself.
I tell you who had a blinder, though. The girl with the ball, Chelsea Hindmarsh. My man of the match in the gold medal match here in Mudgee. Potts played well for Australia. So did Fildes and Rachel Jeffs, collaborating effectively to come away with the win. Dami Eshurst, as you see, just gets the ball down in between both link and winger